to the U.S. now, where the ongoing year witnessed the biggest wave of protests since the Vietnam War. Americans have been turning out in droves in hundreds of cities across the U.S. They too want a revolution, but an economic one.
Yeah, and they've all been united under the umbrella Occupy movement, as it became known, which sprang up in New York more than 3 months ago. Let's go there now, shall we, and catch up with Marina Portnair. RT's Marina Portnair has been covering the protests for this channel. Marina, seasonal greetings to you. Good to see you. Now, the Occupy protesters were criticised for having no focus on exactly they want. That has been a problem all along the line. Have they got themselves more together now?
Well, at this point, Kevin, the Occupy Wall Street movement is still meeting, and they are strategizing and planning. Clearly, it's not out in the open ever since their headquarters, so to speak, was raided by the New York City Police Department in November. But they are strategizing, and they do plan to resurface in the new year. This movement is by no means over and done with. We did see this Occupy movement trigger headlines from coast to coast, as you already mentioned. Tens of thousands of Americans came out into the streets of various cities throughout the country, occupied public space, and sparked somewhat of an economic debate that cannot be ignored. It forced U.S. leaders and politicians to address the issue of wealth inequality. When the Occupy Wall Street movement gave momentum, they were talking about the 99% versus the 1%. They focused a spotlight on the fact that the wealthiest 400 Americans have more money than half of the population living in the United States.
What is it looking like these protests will be in 2012? I mean, are people going to come out back onto the streets in the new year? We have the U.S. elections coming up for president. What are people talking about? Is this movement going to continue?
Anissa, very much so. This movement is going to continue, and it's going to put pressure on U.S. President Barack Obama as he runs for a second term, and his all the Republican candidates, to address this growing issue of an eroding middle class. What is most interesting, I found, speaking to all the activists and supporters of the Occupy movement, is how much they are aware of the amount of money that corporations are donating to presidential candidates, to U.S. lawmakers, and that is an issue that every American citizen I've spoken with has taken issue with. They do not like the way the U.S. system is structured because they believe it does not work on behalf of the U.S. citizen. They believe that the corporations have too much influence over U.S. leaders, and that at the end is who is controlling the decisions made for the United States. So this is a huge issue. It's not going to go away, and it's an Occupy Wall Street movement. If anything, they have now forced a debate that the U.S. leaders, lawmakers, and presidential wannabes will have to address in the coming months.
It seems like the Occupy movement will not be able to be ignored coming into the next year. Marina Portnair, live from New York this New Year's Eve. Thanks for being with us.